it's not a time that we should have had this, but everything happens for the good of it. My sister Gyamfi has been a while. Grateful that you were strong enough to be able to deliver, because this is not a good time. And my brother Ninoy, I mean, interestingly, the odd one today on this set, if you compare it to the program that we had on the 28th of June, is Gyamfi. Because on that day, Mutala was here. And that is what hurts me more. And you would remember, before the program, we had series of discussions. In fact, on that day, he was forcing that Ni becomes a consultant. You remember? Because he had so much knowledge in the science and environment space. So he kept insisting. So after the program, he sent Ni a message that, please, for the sake of this country, consider what our brother was saying. Only to come here today and begin this program without him. Senna, all those that have lost their lives. You see, I've said that the moment a president is elected, there is a nation to govern. We will do our politics all right. But campaigning, active campaigning comes in when it's about a year to elections. The rest of the time is for nation building. What I've realized the last 2 days, Senna, is not encouraging. I think we latched onto something that we ourselves did not understand. The democracy we are practicing is a sham. It's not nothing or anything to write home about. Because you see clearly, those that are rejoicing on this tragic situation, and those that are mourning, and you look at them, it's a partisan divide. So what is this? This morning, I don't want to even go into the arena of that. What's the name of that gentleman? Akpaloo. I will not. I will leave him to his conscience and his gray hair. Let his conscience and his gray hair lead him to whatever determination he makes. There's such a tragic situation. I have been to the house or the family house of Alhaji Muniru. I have been to that of Mutala, and I have been to Omane Buame's house together with our leader, Mr. Kyeremanteng. I have seen at first hand how families are devastated, how dreams have been shattered, how they may never get people of that caliber in their families. Akpaloo chose this occasion, not any other occasion, to go and sit on Wontumi TV. And what was his disposition? That because cocoa prices were not increased to a certain amount, God was speaking to us. This is not only foolishness, this is madness. That is why I always tell you that Article 42 of our Constitution must be always reinforced. We must do what we call mind analysis. That people of sound mind, before someone puts himself up to be an assemblyman, a parliamentarian, a president, we must analyze the man. It's done in the US. Cognitive position of the person. He goes to say this nonsense, and the next day he comes to apologize. This is how we are treated too. But that is not enough. There is also another damning one that you wonder whether we are now breeding people who are not from this world. That a group of young NPP activists goes to have a Zoom meeting, and what they are discussing is that they are enjoying the death. They are so happy. In fact, they were even calling, they were praying that it would have happened to Sammy Gyamfi. Hey, Sana, Is that where our politics are gotten to? Now, if this is politics, I'm not interested. The politics that you rejoice when someone is dead. No. It's a contest of ideas. Ni is here, Gyamfi is here, Mr. Practice. We all express our opinions. After that, we go away. What is this big deal? Why must I wish that any of them died before I become relevant? So, for me, it is something that we have to deal with going forward. If it is this democracy that we want to practice, then we must invest in it to begin to renew minds. Because it seems to me that people do not even understand the system that we are practicing, which is not good. In terms of the rest of the people, I've already said, but those that are gone are heroes, as we will refer to them. Since Wednesday, it is the mirror that has captured my thoughts in a substantive way. From service to silence. That is a banner headline the mirror gave it to it this morning. And I believe that that is how this thing must be seen. From service. They were serving their nation. In fact, they were going to perform a duty, a state function. None of them knew this was going to happen. In fact, Mahamadu Bawumia, I knew him the day he was contesting to become the NUC's president. I had never met him anywhere. I was on KUSC campus. They brought him those days when there was an election on the KUSC campus. We were champions, so not today that you people don't respect us. His family member brought him to me as an MPP member, and we were the kingpins of the Tesco. That he was one of our own, so we must do everything possible. We marshaled all the forces on the campus and made sure that he won the election. Immediately he won, his first statement got NPP people annoyed. That, hey, because his first statement was to caution government. I said, hey, we work for you only to come and caution government. It was one of the reasons why systematically he was dragged out of the party, because people forgot, including myself, that at that material time he was not serving the party interest, but he was the National Union of Ghana Students president. As for Murtala, was it not because of Murtala and Sweeney that you people took me to Tamale? On the 30th of December, mark that date, we were in a Christmas mood. We had Alhaji and Alhaji in Tamale. In fact, on this particular set, we are not less than 10 times that I met Murtala here. But you see, it is bringing a lot of memories, because you see, last year we lost a gem, Dr. Percy, on Alhaji and Alhaji. This year we have lost who? Dr. Sampiyali. Sampiyali, I remember there was a time, a day, he and Gyamfi, the two of them, what they did to me on set. That time I was in MPP, me and them. And now, Dr. Murtala, maybe we have to, as Alhaji, organize our own funeral. I think so. A memorial for these gallant men. It's very important. Alhaji Muniru, so humble a person. As for Dr. Sapon, his human relationship, his in-depth analysis, oh, you love him. So unfortunate, I never met any of the army guys. Samuel Abuaji, I know the family. But for someone to be trained to become a pilot is not a joke, especially in our country, which is so competitive. And to those that are saying that these were inexperienced people, to be a squadron leader, squadron is equivalent to a major in the army. People are not educated.
Exactly.
Understand married a month ago. Yesterday or yesterday night I saw the wife of Mahamadu Bawumia, the flying officer. So sad. But it has happened. The truth of the matter is that once you are born, the next thing you must expect is what? Death. The only painful aspect of it is that the when, we all don't know, and the how. It is the how that is now paining us. Because we didn't expect them to go this way. We all know we will go. One day I will not come and sit here. But the how is what we are mourning. And this morning I'll take inspiration once again from that Iluma song. Makramo. When you see me today, discuss whatever you will discuss. For you may never see me again. And that will be our departing or parting words. It was on that solemn day, the 28th of June, that Mutala exposed to me that people had attempted bribing him with $500,000. You were here. Physical cash. That a friend and no person in the National Democratic Congress took the money to his office, wanted to give to him, he refused. I'm happy you were here. He shared it freely. And he couldn't believe that people were so much into money. Money. And one of his wishes, and this the government must do, because it was one of the things that he said on that day, that money was meant to bribe his conscience, because people were just buying CSR lands left, right, center, and that the professors and the doctors over there, they were no more thinking about the country but how to steal. He had even commissioned PricewaterhouseCoopers to do a thorough audit, and he had even warned PricewaterhouseCoopers that he had his own set of information. And that if they were going to write any report that would whitewash whatever was going to come out, it would be another matter because you will expose them. Pricewaterhouse will still be wait for that report to reach him. For this one, he has given me clean and clear information. So now we know that lands have been sold. He was to be bribed to shut up. Does it not give you a clue? Were those who were there before, were they bribed to keep quiet? For which reason lands have been sold? It's not a good situation. Now, I agree with you once again. How the post-event is not only limited to some of these crashes, even road accident. Sometimes you go and see a tanker, fuel tanker, involved in an accident, and people are busily drawing the fuel. Hey! They don't care. So it's about time we invest time and energy in some of this, especially catching the young ones, educating them in situations of emergency. What are people to do? I also saw someone hold a part of the plane that he was going to keep it in the house for scrap. How? And I believe that we can deal with such matters by also involving journalists, because in all these situations, if journalists are also trained in security matters, they also get to some of these places. They could advise immediately, so that we can gather information. Once again, I couldn't agree with those that have spoken, or my sister Jifa, the more that the conspiracy theory must be eschewed from our body politic. Anytime, this is the only country that prophets only see bad things. They don't see good things. They only see death. Senator, today you are not the president of Ghana. For Christ's sake, become president of Ghana. All the visions will be about you. Today they are not seeing anything about Senator. If Senator is not going to die, Senator is going to have stroke. If Senator is not going to have stroke, Senator may not see the mother. If Senator, what is this? You saw it, and so what? When your Bible has told you that God reveals to redeem, we beg. This is a scientific arena. It is the reason why the country itself, Ghana, we have an act called Act 1028. Aircraft Accident and what? Incident Investigation Act. There are procedures. If you go to the Chicago Convention, at the 13, it spells out how investigations are supposed to be conducted. So at this stage, there is what we call data gathering. Then we move to data analysis and the reporting. And the essence is not to apportion blame anywhere. The essence is to avert future occurrence. That is all is supposed to be done. Not to apportion blame. It has happened already. Was it a technical fault? Was it a human error? Was it a bad weather? How do we deal with it? Are planes not fit for purpose? If not fit for purpose, how do we replenish them? These are crucial matters that have to be dealt with. And not conspiracy theories. By ignoramus. By ignoramus. And they want us to accept that. No, we are not going to accept that. So we would encourage, I understand the president has put in place a team. Fortunately, the black box has been secured. That is all we need. It will be subjected to forensic analysis. Pilots communicate. So you have the voice, the last words, what were they were communicating. That's the beauty of, in any case, the amount of fatalities by air is negligible. If you were to compare to road accident, between January to date, 1,500 able-bodied Ghanaians, maybe you have some few foreigners in there, are already gone. Last year we are told 2,000 plus, so added to it 3,000 something, they are gone. So it comes back to comprehensive policy to deal with our transport matters. Road safety. It's not negotiable. If we have to retrain our drivers, we have to. Our roads are not good. It's a known fact that we have death traps that we are dealing with. So we have to take it into consideration. Either than that, whether in the US or Europe or advanced countries, jets do crash. You think Kobe Bryant will be stupid to go and engage a half-big pilot? But he died. So we shouldn't go there. Now our attention once again has to be drawn to what was captured in Daddy Lumbe's song. So when I'm gone, do not cry for me that is gone, but do take care of the children and the family that I will be leaving behind. That is the gravamen of the issue. Whether you like it or not, Tamale Central, someone is lacing the boot. Whether you like it or not, in the midst of this milieu, someone is lobbying to become the next Minister of Science and Environment and what? Defense. That is the reality of politics. Now after that, what next to the families? I don't know whether when you become a minister, the state even has any insurance for you. The army. What is there for them? This is where we have to begin to have a comprehensive review of our system. To have an insurance policy, because some of the mutalala, the children, the kids, they are not old, young. Amani too the same. What about Alaji Muniru? I saw the children. What about Anala? What about Mani Ampadu? 3 months old baby. As for Anala, I understand this year 3 of the family members. Tragic situation. And Addo married freshly. This country, even when the woman has never married before, it's difficult to even get a husband. You know stigmatization. How is the woman going to get out of, how is society going to help her out of this situation? That is what interests me the more. And at this stage, I want us all to commit this into memory. That beyond the tears, we must begin to think about how we will help these families. If there will be a fund for them, it will not be bad. Else, serving your nation will not be attractive. Because day in and day out, you were just told by me that he has used this helicopter before. You think tomorrow, if the same helicopter is parked there and people are asked to go inside, now people will be thinking thrice. Is that not the case? Even the pilots themselves will be thinking thrice. And for me, it's very important. Now, what were they going to do? That seems to be my other issue. We'll come to that.
We'll come to the cooperative mining thing.
We'll come to the cooperative mining.
We'll come to it.
So, as we will be coming to the cooperative mining, I want to conclude by saying, I am not a regular visitor of the church. That is unfortunate. But I believe that our being has never been democratic. Senna, was there any discussion between you and the Creator before they created you? Has there ever been any discussion between we and the Creator before he takes us out? So there is nothing we can do. Families must take heart. They must put themselves together. Let's grieve over it. This one is natural, you can't take it out. But beyond that, let us be consoled that they serve their country. It is a service to the country, to humanity, that is most important. All the worldly things we come and look for is nothing. This is the end of man, and this is how all of us should go. But after our departure, what will society be saying about us? How well did we serve our society? At least these people, all of us can have some meaningful things to say about them. And if worshiping or serving your maker, like as I knew Mutala to be, hardly would he construct 3 words would I say wallahi. Practicing, he said it, kept saying it on this platform. I'm a practicing Muslim. I know Mahamadu to have his faith in Christ. Alhaji Muniru, a staunch Muslim. The military people, I believe so. I don't have much information about them. We only pray that they have an eternal rest.
A Black Wednesday into you.
Yes. Because you Black Wednesday and because I mean Dark Wednesday.
Dark Wednesday, yo.
Black and ya the bonnet.
Okay.
I think it was tragic. And I'm not sure say any of us here can find any appropriate words. Yeah, the best describe it, what happened. Because for me, sitting here, I don't believe that Mutala. I don't believe, like I said, Obi can story be and you just want to, because it's something that is very, very, very difficult to accept. This is the reality. But unfortunately, it is the senior, and I should be able to make kind of say. Yes, and your heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family. Obia, some of them, and you have personal attachment with 4 of the persons who are involved in this particular accident, and I think that is very tragic. Yakase nipo obia bewu, but sometimes kwanya befa so abewu no, and ya asem. Nico say ote helicopter na elusu control because they city and intino a somersault to wiem. So matisa amanfo e bisasa na parachute wo he na deben sometimes I think some no ba unya to wase na tiase helicopter ya dey out na the first thing you do is about seat belt. And this are then you lose control na sama so to we ma enye ti say plane na betimi nanti wo ma me kwa kofa ade na se for no such a near man of craving no cry no any home and a cocobo for my ena so her jet fuel one of the most combustible, the most inflammable fuels I was as way so and so now me making reference I will call the World Trade Center and Kofi Akpaloo hijack plane the Kobo World Trade Center no one of the planes no now when say I fail with jet fuel I will because when say I very explosive and one of the jets no mo no na ya load jet fuel wom and I'm hijack the boom. So any plane in a course of that particular fire, sir, and I'm fuel na a woman and the man exploding the kind of devastating impact in ya sana we I did win ya kobo as an impact in the swan. The likelihood say jatoma anobaya deno because jet fuel na kasa will power the distance the combustion, you know, ama anwaya ding. And so images and as for circulate is very bad. And we the Ghana for this attitude of I want to be the first person to break the news. But we should know that the very people involved are individuals and they have families.
Yes.
And whenever we are circulating some of these things, we have to be very circumspect in showing some of these things. You understand? For instance, now I was worried about Nipa body. I asked Gubotomana but the explanation is yes. Explanation is that not the bodies were so hot. Say body bag into they needed to transport those. The explanation, but
ventilation
exactly. Yes, but I think those or more those pictures. You know, it's quite unfortunate. We need to educate ourselves now and stop it some of these things because Nico Obakaya similar thing happened in the US. Kobe Bryant,
yes,
only so similar helicopter way. Yes, police for no call scene, no could capture pictures no more post to ye. Near SC settlement over $28 million. That is how Sanima we are for taking it serious. Because some of these things, you know, scar about hunting forever. And just imagine like somebody like Mahamadu Bawumia, the Mahamadu TV. So and the last image Obenya, and the bias is do you see how painful it is? This is what comes to mind. So I think that yeah, prayer now no lumba we social media man forces a microphone the Kweku ni penny say an interview and also to yes. And if I or not the baby I would about an agent say the opportunity to be on TV. This lumba in the beginning come more yakufa confusion with the family because of some of these. I think
even we crown Kofa se Kwesikama village
exactly. Yes.
And when I be bloggers in the Akoko
yes.
And
people have started weaving conspiracy theories obiane de enkase obian to me kan ba asem no kan make sure so when you know so in their wokan. And you who say we also dealing with family Owusu somebody and people who are very significant. Abuaje, for instance, was a personal friend. I've been to his house. Your friend is saying Obuase, Abuaje. And I remember
Samuel Abuaje.
Yes, I remember Owusu elections now back and forth. And I was on phone with him for almost 1 hour and over. And this is somebody.
Yes,
he has been coming to me as well. So that relationship is there, so you can understand. And yes, and the Honorable Mutala is somebody I've been admiring from afar. I like the way and analysis, very frank, like Asemno. And over the years, whenever I'm doing analysis, I make reference to in some what can say, or in the back can say, or he doesn't believe say honorable more different parliamentarians no deserve because on one hand na include for never be or more or her or he doesn't feel comfortable. This is somebody or cannot be straightforward and within analysis and as for things that this is really an intelligent person. Honorable Mahamadu, this is a very young man, NDC, IT from with a medical background, what blended with politics and how now offering me and I started hearing stories, the kind of Nipa wa establish yomo as a young man in politics. And your friend is saying, a month for a day before Obuno, yes, social media video be by a crown or the your friend is saying plastic chair and a nanti. Okohu family no ekasom ko any surgery and he paid for everything. So that could be his last act of benevolence on social media. And I'm told that is what he has been doing. You understand? And there are a lot of young guys in the NDC who can say I am here because of Omanabuama.
Yes.
What I say. And so these are the kind of impact that I'm making on individuals. And then Honorable Samuel Sapong, yes, I also I've encountered him a couple of times. I also very nice person who are the first time I didn't even know say he will notice, but he called me by my name, Obachiame kind of way, and a whole lot. So I think it's not just the family. You will be and the difficult aspect of it is and your private job, you know, I do we see mine. And that is very tragic. So I think across the political divide, you know, we need to bury our political differences. Now you said these people, I call them the Great Eight. The big six. We need to tag them the Great Eight. Now, eulogize omo memory. Now, man for who say, so cool homo mind, not in line of duty. So the nation will never forget you because very often we forget about people. I think we need to do something eulogize omo memory because any private job no more. Yes, I'm for but in line of duty like this, and these are individuals. I think there's something need to be done. Sabi man for that kind of and unfortunately I listened to some terrible, despicable comment from people who should know better, like Kofi Akpaloo on one of the channels who in I think that this is not the time for such irresponsible, reckless comment. You understand? Because say krana so no say nipa no makam no omu free abusia omu abusia and they say omu I'm not sure say sometimes the best yes so kawa no tuma you be abu yansani what asem na make and asamba na say wundi hwe you better shut up and just let those who speak to speak and those who mourn because sa ade we ya you mean so you busuani na sa ade we ya to a me nya sure say obetimi aka say obu ani aguso ana say kokika nsema wo ka no and then I was very happy when the president made an assurance say an investigation will be started. Ade ba kwa kroma yenya ho ade sa na ma wei. Ade we see yemfa manyame sa yemfa manyame sa na ma no I'm not sure say nyansa say yemfa manyame. Yes, nyame life ndey say belong to nyame. But we all must also do some investigation we are able what actually happened. Sabaya in going forward, you know, the be avert similar occurrence. What I say, an accident at this stage is what we can say. But now that the black box has been recovered, according to the Ashanti regional minister, no, whatever conversation that transpired between the pilot and the control tower, no, and within, no, everything will be recorded, and I'm sure we will get a fair idea what exactly happened here because this particular. Your friend saying helicopter way has been involved in a lot of near accident situations. You understand? So we have to know whether time and you do for servicing, not for the current state of way. There are a lot of forensic, I think, investigation that has to be conducted. These things are about public, you know. You can't just shelve it and sweep it under the carpet. And I think that transparency must be accommodated. Exactly what happened. Now your man is move on. The situation like this, you know, the best way to give the family closure. Wama Ghana for closure. Yes, sir. We investigate Mamman for exactly what happened, and I think Sasia Yebenya Ahotoso Sabaya a bed debunke the kind of conspiracy theories people are just throwing around because you know my catchers and we are not just makers of news, we are all prosumers. People are producing, making and lay content. People are selling content for money, and so for people who just try to create their own news and some of this false narrative. One way, it will become the established narrative. A family no crime feel uncomfortable because one of the uncles interview and they see I say Adebakuma Asena Chase a kind of year pa any accident na sino na nye no more na mum sa kuku botona ye carry a move man na ye video a man for the nam no de obi kon ho And to just imagine say oh papa and that is the memory you have. And it's very terrible, you understand? So I think that my proposal is that going forward, parliamentarians will need to propose a legislation. I be dealing with some of the Nico car betting I'm a nurse. I know say a car bombs is here at the moment and somebody can do CPR or basic things to revive you. But you want to see the problem when you camera a video.
And there are some background now of road accident.
Yes.
Then the pan inside of so called Bonnie Pan trying to face.
Yes, or the the social media because I mean I'm posting when something could have been done to save. So I think that some of these things, some of these sensitive images and as a phenomenon, we need to weave a legislation that bar man for especially obi any accident, those sensitive graphics, ban people from posting. And now say some of these social media platforms, we can engage them, Facebook, YouTube, wherever. We can engage them say within this territory, some of these explicit photos, we should not allow them. I think Facebook and other platforms have those policies. The choir, you show a blue high, the catastrophe catcher, a sensitive graphic. And I think some of these things going on platforms, what's happening as a forum. Mamma and Casabella was a man for best send the video. We are fond of doing those things. So I think that we need to do proper legislation. I am banning a man from doing some of these things. And within the media space, and a man for us when it comes to some of these experiences, as a new and blogging kakresi kabi obenyantino whole lot of dirty news na you true without being sensitive said nipa no every family member nipa ahwade. And I think that it's really bad. But as a young man, I think that we should be inspired by what these people lived for. That is very, very important. My man helping and inspiring a lot of young people. Where he got to, he has been able to honorable Mutala, where he's coming from. And he's one of the selfless individuals I've seen. This is somebody very passionate about Ghana. He has been an anti-corruption crusader for a very long time. I listened to a video, no I care the young MPs. So we are Mansika ala bebu attain. You see how passionate he is, and also no ye debates and then as for Abuaje has been a very fine gentleman, and then Metisen will be honorable Samuel Sapon and Samuel Kumase. Abuaje crowd so yes, last born. Oh, yes. And I think that the heartbreaking way I met say the pilot.
But 2 months ago.
No, pilot, this year, Owusu the sister.
Oh, okay.
And I was here losing a brother. So he's the third. That is the story going around if it is true. Okay. So you can imagine, and the mother is alive. You can imagine the pain that person is going through. This same 2025 way. So my mena Owusu and mommy and son. So we will share the images like this. You should be very careful and you should be guided. Family no aka ha omane ya nete but be social media no so so be. So when you're weaving your conspiracy theories and then as for now, be very careful and be very mindful. It's not about getting the clicks on social media. It is about the sensitivity of how this and how painful it is. I did a heartbreaking and heart-wrenching experience. And I was at the Jubilee House and I may follow this kind of your friend, a memorial service and also President Mahamadu Bawumia. You could see this is a man who is visibly shattered. Broken inside because you see Niamani Sisi first one about self-guilt, especially when the person is going to represent you. A question about Musa Mekaso Munkonkwaya Den. What I say. So you could see the president is highly devastated. The vice president, honorable Julius. Everybody was sharing tears and then as before because this is something that you can't analyze it, you can't explain. There are just you can't do anything that make sense out of some of these things. Obia, the air was filled, was heavy with grief, pain, and sorrow. And Obia Briefibi, and the atmosphere at the Jubilee House yesterday was that of your friends saying sorrow, then as a fall. So I think, as a nation, we must all come together and celebrate this great eight. Now you make sure, what they lived for, their legacy will be in our memory, will be on the consciousness of Ghanaian people for a very long time. Now, young Kayasa will 9-day wonder, we are forgetting we are free. I think we need to do something to build the legacy.
That's Papa, wonderful submission. If Ivan Che Innocent.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.